Hello everyone, this is Ken Hardis and welcome to Pilma's blog. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 key metrics you should be looking at in your law firm to measure your success. So, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So the key to running a successful and profitable law firm is to be able to measure things. And today I'm going to talk to you about what I think for a personal injury practice are the 5 key metrics. Now it might be different for you, but the key is pick out about 5 to 7 key metrics that you should be looking at either every day, every week, or every month. So the first thing I think you need to look at is how many leads that you're getting per day into your office and what the source is. Are they coming from Yellow Pages? Are they coming from TV? Are they coming from referrals? Where are they doing it? And then we talked about it in last week's blog. What is your, the cost per lead and your cost per case? There you go. And then, of course, you want to know what your conversion rate is. That's the second big deal. I want to know what my conversion rate is for each type of marketing I'm doing, because that's a key metric. And here's where I see a lot of lawyers mess up. They just count everything together, put it in a big bucket, and say, well, we got 100 calls a day and we converted 20 new cases. Or we got 5 new calls and we converted 1 new case, whatever it might be. And what they should be doing is they should be dividing it up and looking at the source of the lead and then and measuring that. But also, it's not just converting, but converting how many cases you converted that you wanted. Say out of those 100 leads, there was 30 that you wanted, but you only converted 20. So really you left 10 cases out there on the table, and what are you going to do about that? So conversions means not just general, but cases you wanted. And what you're going to see is that some people, I call them fence sitters, are going to wait. In fact, most people do wait. They have to have contact with you 4 to 7 times before they make a decision to hire you for various reasons. So, important to know, and this number should be around 95%. And most lawyers will tell you, oh yeah, I get every case I want. If I get them on the phone, I close them. And what I have found is when I go in and do consulting work, this is just not the case. It's just like when I go in and I talk to them about their intake people, they say, oh, they're doing a great job, and then I do a ghost call, and 50% of the time it's terrible. You don't know what you don't know. So I implore you to go and actually run real numbers and check behind your staff and everybody else. And what you will find is that number is probably more around 80%, but it needs to be up to 95%. So what are the other key numbers that you need to look at? Well, we talked about it in a previous blog, but it's ROI, and that's your return on investment, and you want that to at least be 6 to 1. Every dollar you spend on marketing, you want to get $6 back. Actually, 6 to 1. Excuse me. And then the not the last thing, but the fourth thing is that you want to look at how many cases you're opening and how many cases you're closing. And this is very important for a lot of reasons. Number 1, cash flow. Number 2, lets you know if there's a trend going on in your law firm where you might need to start adding more help, getting ready because it's trending up, or you not need to be looking at either bumping up your marketing because it's trending down. But you need to understand this. You got to look not only just day to day, but you got to look at like 3-month trends, 6-month trends of what's happening in your law office. And this is one of the deals where I like to look at the trends more than I do just every day. And then the 5th one really encompasses a bunch of different things, but I call it case flow. And this could be things like how long it takes from the time you open a file till you get a notice of rep out. In our law firm, I used to like to have that done within 48 hours. And basically what you're doing, you're benchmarking everybody's performance to know, are things getting done in an orderly and manner, and things are getting done on time. The shelf life of a case. How long does a case stay open? What's the average shelf life of a case? Is it 18 months? Is it 8 months? What is it? And then one of my big ones is once somebody reaches MMI to the time a demand goes out, I always want that to be around 45 days. You might want it to be less, you might want it to be more, but the deal is if you measure these things and then hold people accountable, then that's going to be a key metric for you running your law firm. Because you don't want it to get to where somebody reaches MMI and it just sits on the shelf for 6 months because nobody's looking at it. So if you measure these numbers and people know you're measuring them, it's going to make it a lot more productive at your law firm, and it's a lot better client service for your clients. So you can see these are just the 5 that I think are very important, and there are many more that you can look at. But the key is you've got to figure out what's important to you in your law firm, and then let your staff know it, and then start measuring these things and running these reports. And you can do it with computers. You can even do it manually. It don't really matter. The key is whatever's the best way for you and your law firm to measure your success and keep up with these key metrics is going to make it better for you, better for your staff, better for your clients, and a lot more profitable law firm for you and your shareholders. Until next time, this is Ken Hardison, dedicated to your success.